You think you don't need anyone. You've got your skills, your gear, your plan. When everything collapses, you'll disappear into the woods and outlast everyone. No drama, no betrayal, no dead weight, just you. That's the fantasy. Here's the math. You're going to die. Not maybe, not probably, statistically certain. And it won't be dramatic, it'll be stupid, preventable, and lonely. The lone wolf strategy is a death sentence wrapped in ego. Let me show you why. We'll start with the most basic calculation. Sleep. You need 6 to 8 hours of unconsciousness a day to function. That's not negotiable. And while you're asleep, you're offline. Vulnerable. You can't see threats, hear intruders, or react to a fire. Alone, you are exposed for a third of every single day. That's 240 hours a month of complete vulnerability. Traps and alarms help, but they don't adapt. A smart threat learns your perimeter, finds the gaps, and you won't know until you wake up to someone standing over you, or you don't wake up at all. In a group, this problem vanishes. Watch rotations mean someone is always awake, always alert.
The math is simple. A lone wolf sleeps equals a lone wolf dies. Now, let's talk injury. Not a gunshot wound, just a sprained ankle. Alone, that's a potential death sentence. Your mobility is cut by 70%. You can't hunt, you can't forage, you can't escape. You're confined to your shelter, burning through supplies on a 2 to 6 week countdown to starvation. In a group, a sprained ankle is a setback. Someone else hunts, someone else maintains security. You recover, the group's capability dips but doesn't collapse. Studies of isolated survival situations show injury rates of 60 to 80%. You will get hurt. The only question is whether you have redundancy when it happens. For the lone wolf, any serious injury starts a death clock. Next, the caloric mathematics. In a survival scenario, you need 3,000 to 4,000 calories a day. The success rate for a solo hunter in the wild is about 25%. That means 7 out of 10 hunts fail, and each hunt burns hundreds of calories. You're spending 500 calories for a 25% chance of gaining 2,000. Do the math. At best, you're breaking even. Most likely, you're in a caloric deficit. You're slowly starving. In a group, hunting success rates jump to 60, 70, or even 80%.
You coordinate drives, set ambushes. One successful hunt feeds everyone. The group operates at a caloric surplus. The lone wolf operates on fumes until the engine stops. Finally, there's the psychological math, which is just as lethal. Humans are social animals. After 2 weeks of complete isolation, your brain begins to malfunction. Dopamine and serotonin production drops. You experience paranoia, intrusive thoughts, auditory hallucinations. This isn't weakness, it's biology. Solitary confinement is torture for a reason. And you won't realize it's happening. You'll think you're adapting, right up until you make a catastrophic decision that kills you, and there's no one there to stop you. You become your own single point of failure. You get sick, there's no one to care for you. Your primary tool breaks, there's no backup. Your plan has zero redundancy, and that means zero margin for error. So you might be thinking, but I'm tougher, smarter, more prepared. Maybe. It doesn't matter. You're still subject to the same mathematics. And math doesn't care about your ego. Historical data from famines, wars, and collapses shows that isolated individuals die at rates 3 to 5 times higher than people in cooperative groups. It's not a moral judgment, it's statistics. The lone wolf dies, but the pack survives.
You've seen why the lone wolf dies. Now let's talk about why groups survive, and more importantly, how to build one that doesn't implode. Because here's the uncomfortable truth. Most groups fail too, not because cooperation is a bad idea, but because most people don't understand the mathematics of group dynamics. They throw people together and act surprised when it collapses into a Lord of the Flies situation. There's a science to this, and it starts with size. The optimal number for a high-trust survival group isn't arbitrary. It's 5 to 8 people. Any smaller and you're vulnerable. Lose one person and your capability drops by a third. Any larger and communication complexity explodes. With 5 people, you manage 10 relationships. With 10, you have 45. Each one is a potential point of failure. 5 to 8 is the sweet spot, big enough to absorb a loss, small enough to make decisions fast. Now, who's in it? You need complementary skills and compatible personalities. One medic, one hunter, one engineer. No redundancy, no critical gaps. Everyone is irreplaceable. But personality is where most groups blow up. You need people who are stable under pressure, not narcissists or freeloaders. The person who's charming at brunch might be a liability when they're cold, hungry, and scared. How do you find out? You test them. Group camping trips, simulated crisis scenarios.
Vet your group now, because it's too late when your life already depends on them. Let's run the numbers. A lone wolf works 20 hours a day. They're paranoid, sleep-deprived, and running a constant caloric deficit. They are one bad injury away from death. A 5-person group with a watch rotation, everyone gets 8 hours of protected sleep. Everyone works on specialized tasks. Hunting success skyrockets, foraging is more efficient, the group operates at a caloric surplus. After a month, the lone wolf is mentally unstable. The group has built infrastructure. Cooperation is an efficiency multiplier. It turns a losing equation into a winning one. But what about trust? It's a strategy, not a feeling. Game theory calls it tit for tat with forgiveness. You start with small cooperative tasks, you observe. Do they pull their weight? Do they communicate honestly? If yes, trust increases incrementally. If no, you recalibrate or eject them. And if they betray the group, that's why you need rules before the crisis. Clear, agreed-upon grounds for removal. Theft, violence, refusal to contribute. If someone crosses the line, the group votes and they're out.
No debate. Harsh, yes, but necessary. A group that tolerates freeloading will fracture. For leadership, forget consensus. It's paralysis. Forget autocracy. It's fragile. The optimal structure is distributed leadership. The medic makes medical decisions. The hunter makes hunting decisions. Expertise is respected. When you encounter another group, your 5 to 8 people are a credible deterrent, not an easy target. You're in the Goldilocks zone. You can engage cautiously, using trade as a test to build alliances, because small groups form networks, and networks build resilience. Ultimately, the lone wolf fantasy isn't about strength. It's about fear. Fear of vulnerability, fear of betrayal. True strength is recognizing your limitations and building a system to compensate. Your entire life has been supported by networks. A collapse just makes those networks smaller and more visible. So here's the final equation. The lone wolf dies. The small, well-structured group survives. A network of allied groups thrives. Evolution figured this out millions of years ago. The math doesn't lie. The numbers say cooperate or die. Your move.